Hello.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
And
welcome to class 230.
Now don't forget that when you write it down on the show notes.
I was trying to remember if the last one was 220, which it was.
Okay, so 230. We're 230.
We are
okay,
230.
So today we're going to talk about...
And we don't know how far up the twos we're going to go.
Well, it only goes to 299.
Wow.
And then you're in the threes.
I was going for innuendo there. That was horrible.
Math.
Because of math. Because you could count.
Anyway. So anyway, what we're going to talk about today is if you have hit a wall with your spouse. If you feel like there's a wall between you, you can't seem to communicate, you can't get anything through to them, they're not talking to you, you feel like you're on the outside of the circle of safety or whatever, you can't figure out what's going on, and this could be with, guys and girls, doesn't matter. If you just get a fine, I'm fine, and there's something wrong, there are 5 questions you can ask.
This is all about me, because this is how I normally act.
Well, that's true, but I didn't pick this out.
Liar.
But that is true.
She likes to pick on me.
There is a wall sometimes with you, and I'm like, what have I done?
It's a big one.
Sometimes I realize I really haven't done anything, and
I'm
maybe
a jerk
it's
face.
just him. You're not a jerk face. But there are 5 questions to ask, and it's not you questions. What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
I questions.
All right. Yeah. So what's question number 1?
Question number 1.
We will deal with it together, and I will be your guinea pig.
You're the wall. Is there something I've done that stop?
What?
Is there something I've done that I have not apologized for or that I didn't own? So is there something that in the past, and a lot of women go, well, if you don't know, then don't pull that crap.
If you don't know, then you don't love me.
Yeah.
Get it right.
All right.
What's up?
So is there something that you haven't apologized for or that you didn't own up? And they may be harboring that, or they tried to talk to you about it before and you didn't listen to them. So it really is a humbling thing to say, is there something that I have done that I didn't apologize for?
Have I offended you and not known it? And a lot of the times
you've got to give grace.
Take offense and we carry that around with us and the person has no idea. And so then you put up a wall and you didn't apologize because you were a jerk the other day. Well, I had no idea I was being a jerk. I was joking. Which
is a terrible answer. Our kids do that all the time. If you've heard something, I was just joking. You cannot follow any offense by just saying, I was just joking. That does not
I was just joking.
Justify it at all. I know. Okay, and the second question. Have I been mean? Am I a miserable person to live with?
Yes.
Nobody likes to live with a grumpy person.
It's totally miserable to live with.
I really had to check my heart because my son even said, you've been really short-tempered lately, Mom.
Yeah.
And so, check myself. Focus, let's be calmer, don't be irritated with absolutely everything my teenager does, which is really hard to do.
Well, and it's different because we went from homeschooling to public schooling and we were together 24 hours a day. Yeah. I think just pretty much at the end there, we were like rats trapped in a cage. Wanted to kill one another. Get out. Yeah. And then now that they've gone to school, it's been kind of rocky because we're overprotective parents and they're experiencing life on their own. And so we're forcing them to make decisions. So yeah, I've been miserable to live with. I think we both have to our kids. To each other, just mostly every morning. Other than that, we're good.
Okay, the third question to ask. Have I neglected my marriage? Now remember, he's the one with the wall up. Yeah. Have I neglected? Have I put kids, work, playtime, doing my own thing ahead of the marriage? Does my spouse get the leftovers at the end of the day? I'm totally beat. I can't do it. I don't have time for sex. I'm too tired. And then your spouse is like, I can't bug you about it one more time.
You're doing everything all the day. I know that you're doing everything through the day. So I am just going to either get the leftovers or nothing.
Yeah. So has it been me?
And that's a sucky place to be in the fact that you can start harboring bitterness and resentment towards your spouse who is trying to do the best that they can in most circumstances, and they just don't leave enough room for you. Like they pour out their jug of water all day long, and when it comes to you, there's a drop left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Have I paid enough attention to you?
Never.
That is definitely true. But that's kind of a hard thing for me because I feel like I do, and he doesn't. He has a different perspective. So I feel like, yes, we have been paying attention to you all the time.
I know. I've answered when you said hello. Right, but paying attention to me is different than paying attention to her. Paying
Yes.
attention to me more than likely involves touching me.
Yeah.
Not, I don't need you to talk to me. I just need you to touch me.
I want to hear your voice.
It's kind of horrible.
It is kind of horrible. So, have I paid enough attention to you as my spouse, my partner?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you're getting enough of my attention? And again, that's also going back to neglecting your marriage, but it's just saying it in different ways might bring something else out of your partner.
And this is all a part of actually trying to understand and know one another more.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
if you, for example, if you feel like your spouse is neglecting your kid, you over and over again, well, that's kind of a wedge into divorce.
Yep.
Neglect is a huge reason why people get divorced. And if you never have the conversation, hey, I feel like you're neglecting me, and the other person's all, what do you mean? I go to work, I make you dinner, I clean the house, I watch the kids. How is this neglect? Well, it's because there's nothing left at the end of the day for your person.
The actual person, yeah.
And so, and that you have to walk through that of what your spouse, your partner is responsible for into putting into the marriage.
Yeah.
Not just, here's a bunch of money and you get to go shopping, so I'm good as the guy, as the provider, and that's all I need to do. That's not all you need to do. There's a lot more. So you have to work that out through conversation. And these are good questions to have that. Again, these aren't questions to do while you're in the middle of an argument. Have I been mean? Yeah, like 2 seconds ago when you called me a bad word. Yeah, okay. That's why you don't do this when you're having an argument. This is before argument situations. So when you have an argument, you know how to be in the argument. This actually pre-argufies your relationship. That's an awesome word.
Pre-argufies.
Pre-argufies.
Okay. And you do the fifth one because this is something you struggle with.
Because, am I insecure?
That's what the other person.
The wall.
Me, I would say, am I insecure?
Oh.
Is it? Right.
Yeah.
But I want you to touch on it because I feel that...
Because I am.
a little bit more.
Coming from the person that has the wall is built there mostly by insecurity. I'm going to put the wall up when I feel insecure. It is a defense mechanism. When I'm angry, it goes up fairly quickly. And all it is just for me to protect my self or my idea of myself.
Self-preservation.
Yeah, self-preservation. And when you have somebody as strong as Tammy that's always coming at you, I tend to throw a wall up fairly quickly because she hits hard. No, I'm joking. Because she's stronger and more valuable to me. No, that's you can tell I'm insecure because I say that. Her self-worth is there, and when you're coming in someone who doesn't have the full self-worth, that there is an immediate reaction to that, and usually that's putting up a wall. And so as the insecure person, she can be mean, she can be neglectful, and she can never know that because it's all about my insecurity. So if she doesn't touch me enough, I'm insecure. She didn't do anything wrong. It's just the wall goes up because she doesn't love me, and physical touch would be my love language. If it's words of affirmation, then she would have to come in and say, "You're great," like Tony the Tiger. But you kind of get the idea. As long as you know your spouse's insecurity, then you could speak into that security.
Yeah.
You could speak security into the insecurity by doing the things that break them out of that. Mm-hmm. And Tammy, through our marriage, has been great at pulling me out of my insecurity over and over again. And the same thing with my friends. They do the same thing. They know that I'm highly insecure, and they continually draw me out because when I am not insecure, I'm amazing.
I think you're amazing all the time.
Yeah. And so when
that meant nothing.
Yeah.
But touching him.
Yep, there it is. All of that, amazing. Okay. But you being the person that's insecure, confronting the wall person, I would say that my advice would be don't show any of that insecurity. Because what's going to happen is that you will come in and go, have I been mean to you? And you being insecure, the person actually speaking truth to that of, yes, I felt that you were mean when you didn't take out the garbage and you called me some names and blah, blah, blah. Because that person's being honest, it's going to make you feel more insecure. But you have to give them room to be honest. Yes. You're asking, how am I neglecting my marriage?
You really want that wall to come down.
Right.
These are honest questions you have to ask.
And you have to be real. And you could say, hey, I'm insecure about this. Have I been neglecting our marriage? Since you're pushing the whole I'm insecure about this, the other person should go, okay, let me let me say this in a way that they can understand it. And that's part of just speaking. Let me say this in a way that gives them security.
Yeah.
And that would be the best way if you're both insecure. All of your conversations and all of your mindset has to go into, how can I make Tammy feel secure as possible in her insecurity? She is constantly trying to make me feel secure as possible in my insecurity, which then draws me out of that entirely, and I lose being insecure. I actually start being more confident, which is more attractive, and then we have sex.
It's the circle of life.
The circle of sex.
All right, guys. So there's your 5 questions.
Yep. We will write this in the comments so you can have them. Again, try them without, date night, when it's not touchy, when you're not going to argue, when you can actually have a nice conversation. Use these questions because they will happily shape your marriage into how you guys can argue and have conflict with one another.
Yeah. All right. We love you. You can find us, Have a Marriage, everywhere.
HaveAMarriage.com, HaveAMarriage Twitter.
Message us.
HaveAMarriage on Apple Podcast.
Yep.
HaveAMarriage on YouTube.
All right. We love you guys.
We're working on it. All right. Share.
We'll see you next Monday. Yes.
Share this video. Especially when you have people in your life that are insecure, you have friends that are insecure, share this video, and actually you could tailor this with your friends. You could take the marriage out and say, hey, have I been neglecting our friendship? Thank you. Yeah, it's a really hard one. And then I'm trying to figure out what to do with this face. Maybe we'll see.
Keep it.
All right. Well, we'll keep my face.
All right.
Maybe not the hair on it.